Jesus. Bryan rightly teaches us that sin is, quote, the problem with every relationship, end quote. And, quote, sin is never just about the individual. It is also deeply relational, end quote. Hence, the only hope we have for enduring friendship is the gospel and grace of God. I walked away from reading Enduring Friendship not only recaptured by the beauty of the gospel, but also deeply moved by the power of grace. Bryan is a man who is enthralled by grace, steeped in grace, moved by it. Bryan is a newer friend in my life. We've not walked enough road together to have any conflict or simmering tension, but if we continue a shared journey, parentheses, and I very much hope we do, close parentheses, we inevitably will. What then? Then grace. Then we listen, forgive, let go, humble ourselves, take the place of a servant. We endure the only way possible. We model our friendship after the one who said, quote, I have called you friends, end quote. Introduction. From I will to I did. When people get married, their bridesmaids and groomsmen stand with them saying, quote, I will, end quote. When people die, their pallbearers who carry them to the grave say, quote, I did, close quote. What a picture of friendship. It makes for a great card, but let's not kid ourselves. It's rare for someone to be carried to their final resting place by the same people who stood with them at their wedding. Corey and I were wed on a July morning several decades ago. We were flanked on either side by men and women so dear that we asked them to stand with us as we exchanged vows, entered into a covenant, and made the most important decision two humans could ever make together. These friends made up our village. I met my best man Bobby in Sunday school when we were 5. Moments into class, he dared me to place a tack on another kid's seat. I took him up on it and got in big trouble. A friendship was birthed. Next to him was Jackson, another childhood friend who once visited me from Atlanta when I was in graduate school on the West Coast. I'm not sure if he was attracted by the weather, the ladies, or our friendship, but a few weeks later, Jackson packed up all his things, moved to California, and crashed on my sofa. I met Howard and Dennis in college, where we enjoyed each other's company so much we petitioned to become roommates. I remember late-night battles on the Sega Genesis, road trips up and down the East Coast in deep fits of laughter whenever Dennis showed us his swollen testicle the size of a potato. Parenthesis. After months of urging, he finally went to the doctor, and thankfully, nothing was seriously wrong with him. Close parenthesis. When I moved from Atlanta to Los Angeles, Howard hopped in the car to keep me company on those long stretches of I-20 in Texas where the exits seemed to be 50 miles apart. I met my other groomsmen in Los Angeles. We were in a small group together where we shared intimate secrets and leaned on each other for strength. Not every interaction was somber, though. There was plenty of laughter as well. Derek on a dare once took off his prosthetic leg, jumped into the pool, and beat another friend in a race. I smile when I see pictures of our wedding party, but it's not because of the outdated tuxedos and cummerbunds. What brings me joy are the many mountains and valleys we scaled together. But if I can be honest, the odometer on our friendship has long since stalled for all but 2 of my groomsmen. My relationship with one of my friends has changed so much I'm not even sure I'd want him to lower me to my final place of rest. Neither time nor taste permits me to get into a detailed post-mortem of what happened between my groomsmen and me. Suffice it to say, there are various reasons for the demise of our friendships, with enough blame to go around. I screamed and cursed at Bobby one time because I thought he'd cheated on a few holes during a round of golf, which was silly, because we both had picked up the game a few months before and had yet to break 100. It took me a few years to move past my hubris and say I was sorry. Bobby accepted. While we still talk from time to time, it hasn't been the same. Another of my groomsmen got married and soon began abusing his wife. I helped her get to safety before confronting my friend. To this day, he refuses to speak to me. I'm sad but comforted that I did what was right. Derek told me he's no longer a Christian. About a year or 2 later, he divorced and moved to Africa. As for 3 of the others, there's not much to tell. We live far apart and have sunken more and more.